Welcome to the Krista Escamilla Show.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for coming back to the Krista Escamilla Show. We're so glad you're here spending some time with us today. We have a very special guest with us. We are talking oil and gas today with the owner of JMR Services, Mr. Jimmy Roark. Jimmy, thanks for being with us today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I'm so excited.
Glad to be here.
Well, I'm excited to hear your journey because I always tell people I'm an entrepreneur by marriage because I am not an entrepreneur at heart, but my husband is the entrepreneur of entrepreneurs just like you are, and you've started your own business. And I want to kind of talk about the journey that you've gone through over the past, I don't know, you can say how many years. But
Too many.
Too many to count. But how this journey has been for you in oil and gas. So let's just start at the beginning, Jimmy.
Well, it's pretty simple, straightforward. Grew up in Monahans, that's all there is oil and gas.
Right.
Didn't come from an oil and gas family. My mother was actually the district clerk, and my father worked for Southwestern Bell Telephone. So
Okay.
really, I'm the first one in oil and gas.
But you kind of grew in Monahans. It was everywhere,
It
right?
was
Growing
everywhere,
up.
except probably those two jobs.
Right.
Started out working part-time at a fabrication facility in Monahans, welding. After graduating high school, went to weld full-time. Really didn't like it. Made a change, went to work for Continental Imsco, which was a distribution company, oil field supplies. Started on the very bottom rung in the pump shop.
Okay.
Manual labor, fixing downhole rod pumps.
That's awesome.
And just kind of worked my way up, and actually spent 24 years in that business.
Wow.
And transitioned from Continental to Wilson Supply, and worked my way up through to senior management. And just one day I decided, you know what? I make all this money for this big corporation that doesn't do anything for their employees or anybody, and I'm going to do it for myself. So
That's awesome.
went and bought some rental equipment, and partnered up with my best friend, and who's still my best friend today, through two businesses.
Oh, that's great.
Partnerships.
Now that's a good friendship,
Yeah.
right? If you can make it through two businesses together, that's awesome.
Started a rental business and did well. We leveraged our relationships and provided the service to the customers that we would want as a customer, which was, and committed to take care of our employees.
What was that? Like, what was it that you said, you know what, when we do our own business, right? Because you'd been an employee for how long?
24 years.
24 years for someone else. What was it that you said, you know what, this is what I'm going to do differently, and that you implemented in your businesses?
Well, first off, provide superior service. You know, everybody has the same thing to offer, and I just always felt like the only way to differentiate ourselves was to provide better service. Because, you know, at that time we were renting light towers and generators. Anybody can buy a light tower generator. But how are you going to service the customer? How do you differentiate yourself?
Right.
And in order to do that, you've got to hire quality employees. And to be able to attract and then retain quality employees, you really had to treat them well. Be a better employer than the next employer over.
Oh, I like that.
That was the foundation, and still our foundation today. You know, I tell my employees all the time, it doesn't matter what the name of the business, what name's on the outside of the building. It's who the customer's interacting with, who's getting that service or the product. And, you know, that makes or breaks an organization.
Because everybody needs something, right?
Everybody needs something.
But
And they all have a choice of where to get it.
Yes.
And so so be the best, you know. And I think you have to hire the best employees. And we've been very blessed. I feel like in every one of our organizations, we have the best employees out there that care about their profession and the type of service or product that they put out. And it's led to, you know, us being very successful.
That's incredible. And right now, all your employees are going, yeah, we are the best.
They are the best.
Shout out to your employees. I love that you acknowledge them, because I think everyone wants to feel like they're doing a good job. But when you hear someone tell you, you know, you are doing a great job, that goes a long way. I mean, a long way. Let's talk about your first time in oil and gas, what that was like, and what did you not see coming as a business owner that now you go, oh yeah, I learned a lot from that?
Oh my, that's a very hard question because there's that saying, life throws you a curve.
Yes.
Well, every day throws you a curve, and when you're dealing with a large customer set and a large employee base and then equipment or whatever you're dealing with, every day is something new. So
Right.
I don't think I can identify one thing that ever just stood out that, oh wow, I wasn't expecting that.
Right. Maybe just an accumulation of all
Maybe
the
just
little things.
the success we've had is
Yeah.
probably, we didn't expect that.
Well, that is
Yeah.
incredible. Congratulations on that. And I think there's a lot of people listening that want to go, well, how did you do that? How did you achieve that success?
I want to know too. So, there is some luck involved in it, and timing, and commitment, perseverance. There's definitely, we're in the oil business. There's down cycles, and you can't predict when they're coming.
No.
I always said, if I could, I'd just sit on a beach and buy oil, buy it cheap and sell it high.
There you go. And that's the best business advice I've heard right there. That is so true.
But no one has a crystal ball, and so you got to, every day be focused on that. We could have a downturn tomorrow, and make sure your business is financially secure, and you're ready for that.
Right. With that was saying, you wish you had a crystal ball, and we didn't. Nobody saw the pandemic coming, right? What did you learn through because you've been through, how many cycles have you been through in oil and gas?
So I started in oil and gas in '83, and so really there's more and more cycles later.
Right.
On initially we had long downturns and short upturns, and the downturns kept shrinking and the upturns kept lengthening, and now they flip-flopped, I feel like. So the downturns aren't near as long as the upturns, which is great.
Right.
Made it a lot easier.
Absolutely. Yeah, we like to see those downturns be short. What did you learn though through those downturns that helped you maybe come back even stronger for the up?
Well, don't carry debt during the upturns because you can't pay it in the downturns. And we were always real debt averse anyway, so that wasn't ever an issue. Don't overhire in the upturns because you've got to have stability in your employee base. So, a lot of people don't like to pay overtime and work the hours, and they would rather add people to do that. And we've just always been very disciplined on hiring people because we never wanted to lay anybody off.
Right.
And we were very successful at that. And not laying people off, helps you attract people when you do grow and need them, because they feel like, all right, this is a stable organization to work for. But it also helps you retain people. So, well, I know what I got here.
Right.
And I've seen the downside, and they took care of me.
Because that's a good sign of a company, I think, if you're retaining those employees.
Yes.
Too. And I also feel like when you have been an employee before, you know what you want and what you don't want, kind of like what you were talking about with that 24 years you were
exactly.
there. And so when you do see it, it just makes the company stronger in general. So let's talk a little bit about, so you had one company, and then did you sell it? Did you change it? What happened?
We had a company named JMR Industries.
Okay.
It was a rental equipment company, and we sold that to Sunbelt Rentals in 2012. Sunbelt Rentals is a multinational, publicly traded rental company, second largest in the world. And they took JMR and started their oil and gas services division.
Okay.
So stayed with them operationally for 3.5 years, making acquisitions, doing some organic growth, increasing the footprint, and then transitioned to basically the role of an advisor up until the pandemic, And then,
But that was good timing, 2012. I mean, that
yeah,
was,
2012, good timing. So,
good timing. And you said a little luck, and
little luck.
how did you know it was the time to sell? Because I think a lot of companies, that's kind of the goal, right? For not for all of them, but for some of them, they think I want to sell, but maybe you're like, when is the right time? How do I, what if I do it in the wrong, timing of the business?
Well, it was a combination of basically two factors. The first being we had a valuation in our mind of what the company was worth, and their offer met or exceeded that.
Nice.
So okay, that's the first deal. And then you're looking at the timing of the market and the market dynamics. And I got a piece of advice early on from a business partner's father. Rick Smith, who passed away, was a business partner and friend of mine. And his dad, E.L., who's no longer here also, we were working on a deal one time. It's actually a real estate deal, just a small little piece of property. And we had an offer, and I felt like the property was worth more. And so I went to him and asked him what he thought. And he said, well, Jimmy, he said, no one's ever gone broke selling for a profit. But the streets are littered with people who held on for a bigger profit. And that just stuck with me.
That's smart.
When you have an opportunity, you could try and time the market, but it's still a volatile market, and we could have a downturn tomorrow.
Right.
So when we got the offer that met or exceeded our valuation, we took it.
Smart. That's good advice. All
So-
right. We're going to talk a little bit more then about the next transition into JMR Services. But first, I do a little thing called Quote of the Day, Jimmy.
Okay.
And so we were just going to, let me mix them up a little bit. You randomly pull one out and read it, and then we'll talk about what it means to you.
Okay. Giving.
Got the giving card. That's very appropriate.
Spread love everywhere you go.
All right.
I don't know.
Let's
Arthur.
see. Mother Teresa. Sorry,
Mother
my
Teresa.
writing. It's my writing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can barely read my writing without my glasses. Yeah. So what does that quote mean to you?
It's a pretty substantial. We have a choice every day when we interact with someone. Can we be a positive influence or a negative influence? You never know what kind of day someone's having.
Yeah.
Just a smile or a kind word could be life altering for someone, and you would never even know it.
Absolutely.
So that's what that means. You have a chance. You be kind, and in today's world, we need to be a lot kinder to each other, because
Yes.
it just seems like there were really a lot of divisiveness going on, and you either think like I do or I hate you.
Yeah.
Well, not any of us ever going to think like each other. So
That's what makes the world go round. Is
that's
we're all
what makes it
different.
go around,
Yeah.
So
Well, I think when you say that, it comes to mind when someone is being like that, where you just have to remind yourself that they're having a bad day, and that doesn't mean you have to have a
Yeah.
bad day. I mean,
it gives you an opportunity to improve their day if
That's
you're
right.
so inclined to.
that's right. Give them a smile. You might get a smile back, and you might not, but that's okay.
That's all right.
Is why he's Uncle Jimmy in our house.
That's right. You're known as Uncle Jimmy in our house. Our friends, or our kids are friends with Thomas, and
Yep.
so yeah, we hear about Uncle Jimmy a lot. But
Jimmy.
you are very giving, and I think that is important to give back. Why do you feel that is important? Because not everybody does it, but we hope that most do.
I don't know if it's just a tactic of mine, if it's just my nature.
That's who you are.
I just hey, you grow up, and we weren't poor by any means, but we were just middle class. Didn't ever have anything we wanted. I had two brothers. We all had to share, and that's just the way it is.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Just want to give back.
And if I've been blessed and have the opportunity to bless someone else, I mean, why wouldn't I do it?
I love that.
I'm not going to take it to the grave with me.
That's right. Can't do anything with it there.
Yep.
Well, let's talk a little bit about, so you then sold, you started a new company, JMR Services. Was there one in between?
Actually, concurrently with JMR Industries, which we started that in 2006. In 2008, we started a wholesale distribution company
Okay.
called Energy Sales.
Great.
and they were manufacturer's rep for the products that we actually utilized in the supply business.
Okay.
So it's part of our background.
Nice.
And so we started that and ran them concurrently. And then in 12, we sold Sunbelt, still retained energy sales. And about 2015, my brother and I started talking about, he had been in the plugging business from the operator side.
Mm-hmm.
He always wanted me to do it, and I wouldn't do it because it had such a horrible reputation. You know, horrible equipment, unethical practices. You know, it's not an income producer for the E&P. It's a cost. You know, that well is a cost. It's never going to make them money, so it never was a priority. Well, I could see a shift coming in the market, that it was becoming a priority. They did want quality vendors who had great safety records, quality equipment that actually did the job they were being paid to do. So we started buying equipment in 2015, and in 2017 actually went and started our first jobs, started plugging our wells with one package. Again, we approached that model different than what the market was at the time.
Okay.
We had a full turnkey package, you know, with all the equipment needed to plug the well as part of that package. We weren't
Instead
outsourcing
of having
anything.
to get it little bit here and there, you gave it all one.
All one.
Okay.
And then in 2018, one of the manufacturers, our largest, we were their largest customer, and they were our largest manufacturer, acquired energy sales.
Okay.
So we divested of that, and which just left JMR, and so we continued. We started with one package in 2017. Fast forward, that was January of 17, by the way, and fast forward today, we're at 12.
Wow.
And could have 30. We have demand for it, but we just have decided 12 is our number.
Okay.
That's what we can manage. That's the number of quality of people we could hire.
Right.
And actually continue to have a good reputation, provide the product. So we've capped our growth there.
Fantastic.
And,
well, congratulations on your business. And I know the oil and gas business is not easy. There are highs, there are lows. Everybody wishes they had the crystal ball. Where do you see it going in the future? Where we stand today, 2022, after a pandemic, which you made through.
Which was a record year for us.
Was it?
Yes. I mean, we
that's
continued to grow through it, which is amazing. And
That is
21 was
amazing.
another record year. And
Oh, that is incredible.
22 will be, and then should level off because we're not going to add any more capacity. But where does it? Yeah, fossil fuels. They will go away someday, right? When will that be? I don't think it'll be in my lifetime. I think that the generation below me will have a good one. Now, my grandkids not be in the fossil fuel business.
Okay. Uncle Jimmy's calling it right now. Gonna be in that business.
It won't be as big of a business as it has been. I mean, we make a lot of product besides gasoline out of fossil fuels.
Absolutely.
Everyday products, so that'll always be around. But I've got 100% confidence in it. It's going to continue like it is. We're going to still have it's a commodity, and doesn't matter what commodity it is. They're going to be ups and downs. That's just the nature of it.
Yes.
And so I'm not worried about it. I'm not concerned.
Well, good. If you're not worried about it, I'm not worried about it. That makes me very happy. Yep. What advice would you give? You mentioned the next generation. What advice would you give to the next generation of oil and gas producers, entrepreneurs, that you could share your knowledge that could help them?
Well, it's just some of the topics we've talked about. No matter what business, whether it's oil and gas or retail, like you guys do, it's about providing a service or a product to a customer, and set your goals to strive to be the best, and do what you say. Be ethical in your business along the way, and you'll be rewarded. If you've got good work ethic and you're committed to providing the best product, and that's what people don't understand a lot of time is this business has been a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week business. So it hadn't been
Never
easy.
sleeps.
Never sleeps, and I've never slept. And it's just the work that it took to be successful. Is not everybody's made for that.
Right.
Whether it's personal circumstances or just emotionally or mentally, how they're built. So not everybody can be an entrepreneur, and there's nothing wrong with that. And those are our employees that make a great foundation for a business. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, it prepare to sacrifice.
Yeah, that's true.
Substantially, financially, family, sometimes, unfortunately, even your health because of stress or whatever. You got to be prepared to make those sacrifices and commit to work through them.
Yeah. Do you have a business tool that you've used through the years that you feel has helped you reach the level of success that you have reached?
Not one tool.
Not one in particular?
It's
just the accumulation
it's a
of
toolbox. And a large toolbox.
That is a great answer. It's not just one, it is a toolbox.
It's a toolbox.
Well, I bet a lot of people wish they could have that toolbox, because if they see the success that you've had and they would love to do that. But I think you've given us some great nuggets, here and there that I think any of us can implement into our business and always remember. So thank you for sharing that. We've got another little question of the day. So this one's a little different. This is just going to be a question you ask or that you answer randomly. So let's see which card you pick.
Important.
Yes, because you are important.
What is your personal philosophy in life?
Oh, I like that. Let's hear this.
Just strive to improve. I think we're all flawed individuals.
Yep.
And
I know I am.
We all are.
We all are.
So when I wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, I said, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? And what can I improve on today? And unfortunately, over my life, the same question keeps coming up over and over. I've improved on some things and still need to improve on a lot. But
I think that's life. I think those things come into our life until we finally get it and
until we finally
okay, now because you're like, wait a minute, I've seen this before, right? So. And
I think dealing with friends and family, any of your relationships, employees, you've got to be cognizant of that. Is that they're flawed individuals too. And, try to align yourself with people who just want to be better, who want to improve.
I love that. Yeah. Let's talk about West Texas, because I know you're a West Texas boy. What is it that you love about this area that if you were going to explain to someone that's never been to West Texas, why you love it?
Well, the main thing I like are the people. And we talk about, on the news, you hear all the stuff about racism and all these different, putting people into boxes. And West Texas, I feel like, judges people on the content of their character, who you are. They don't really care about the color of your skin. They don't care about whatever you do or, what kind of person are you? What do you give to society? And I think it's a unique place. I've traveled around the country a lot, especially back in my corporate days. And it's a friendly place.
Yes.
It's very welcoming. The people are genuine, and there's just not a lot of judgment. I think our nation could take a lesson for that. So that's my favorite thing about West Texas.
Fantastic. So I like to ask people their favorite things. And so do you have a favorite, let's start with book. Do you have a favorite book?
No.
No. Okay. Do you have a favorite restaurant in West Texas, or it could be anywhere?
Well, yeah, I love Wall Street Bar and Grill.
Yes. Hey, that's where we met. My husband, he's got the best memory ever, and he said, "Do you remember where you met?" And I was like, "No," and it was probably 20-something years ago, and he was like, "Wall Street Bar and Grill." So good memory, and they have the best salad.
They do.
And bread. Now I'm hungry. Okay, so a good one. Favorite coffee shop?
Black Rifle.
Okay, yeah, very good. Favorite place in Monahans, Texas? If you were going to go back to Monahans today, what would you go see?
Well, I go through from time to time, but I drive by my old house where I grew up.
Oh, I love that. That's good.
Which is 1 block from ours.
Which is from where you grew up. I love that. Was that Ike Street? No. Yep, Ike Street.
Yep,
Favorite, let's see. Favorite, I had it in my head and now it's gone.
What about Furman's Restaurant?
Oh, yeah, Furman's is
Furman's,
good.
yeah. Furman's is good.
You can't beat Furman's.
Can't beat Furman's.
No.
They cleaned it up real nice.
They have. It is good. We need to go back to Furman's. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? Favorite place?
Nowhere. I like here.
Oh, that's great.
Not,
That's awesome.
like I say, I've traveled. It's fine. I'm good right here at home.
That is awesome. Well, I was going to ask you about podcasts. Favorite podcast, the Krista Escamilla Show, right?
Yes, of course.
He just told me, he's like, I really don't listen to podcasts, but you're going to.
I'm going to.
You're going
So
to
I'm
today
gonna
because I
watch
showed
this.
him how to find the purple button.
Because when all my friends make fun of me, I want to be prepared. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I know I did that.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. What is the legacy you want to leave behind for your family?
That they are as close-knit of a family as we are today. That, with their cousins and nephews or nieces. I wished I had some nieces. I don't, but I love my nephews, don't get me wrong.
They love you too.
Our children are real close, and I just hope that continues on.
That's awesome. Al, you have any questions?
No, I think you're good.
All right. So at the conclusion of every episode, I always ask our guest, well, and first of all, thank you for sharing your story, because I think everyone has a story and we all learn from each other's story. And you shared some great nuggets today. And like I said, I wish I could have that toolbox because you definitely have achieved a great level of success in your business. And so congratulations on that, and continue on. What nonprofit organization here in West Texas would you like to shine a light on? We always give a donation at the end of our show.
Well, we have several good ones. That's a hard one.
We do, I know.
Probably right now, not that any of them are better than the other. I think
Right.
particular needs at the time, probably West Texas Food Bank.
Okay, fantastic. Well, that's where we will send our donation. Thank you so much for sharing today. Is there anything coming into the interview that you were like, what is Krista going to ask me? Oh, okay, I want to make sure I get this out about my story or my journey. Is there anything maybe we haven't covered that I didn't ask that you want to share with us today?
Krista, I didn't have a clue. I've never seen a podcast. I didn't know what to. You asked me to. Okay, whatever. We'll see.
Love that. I love your honesty. That is great.
I'd have shaved if I knew what was going on.
If you knew there were going to be cameras. You're like, a podcast is just audio, right? Yeah, we're on YouTube too. But I love that. Well, that's great. Well, thank you for sharing and your honesty and your answers. I think it was great. I've enjoyed hearing your story and the years of friendship you shared with my husband. I know that he appreciates it as well, and you're a customer too. So thanks for being a customer of ours. We appreciate you there.
Hey, you guys do a great job. What a great quality product, service. We
thank
talk
you.
about things that made successful, and feel like y'all are right there.
Well, thank you. Thank you. We're going to implement some of those things you said today, though, too, because that's so important. And I just really appreciate you sharing with us today. And so
Thanks
if you
for
want
having
to
me.
wave and say hi to any of your family, because you know they're going to be watching and razz you later.
Yeah, all the Green Tree crew.
All the Green Tree crew, that's right, and Tammy. Thanks, Tammy, for sharing him today with us. But we just want to say, thanks for what you do in our community, because our community is better because of the people in it, and you are one of those that is making the community better. So thank you.
Thank you.
And we want to thank all of you for watching today. It's been fun. We love being able to help you live your best life. We hopefully made you smile. I know Jimmy made me smile when he said, no expectations. That's great. And I think that's what's awesome is we're sitting here today having a conversation, learning more about the people in our community, because everyone has a story, and I can't wait to share yours. So if you know someone that you think should sit in this chair next, let us know. Reach out to me on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and you can also find me there in the mornings for daily inspiration. I like to throw quotes out because I love quotes. Special thank you to our sponsor. Thank you, Rig ID and Midland Cap Company and joincapclub.com. And I want to thank my husband. He doesn't get enough shout outs. Thanks, sweetie. Thank you all so much for being here. Don't forget my life mottos: dream big, believe in yourself, and never give up. You make it a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.